Hello again and welcome to this video. My name's Dan and we're going to talk about how to set up a bridge part 2. So hopefully if you're watching this you have seen the other video which explains how to set up the stage 1 of the bridge, and in this video we're going to talk about how to set up your bridge station. So first things first, as always, great place to start. You need to get your beam plugged into the power. So the power injector that comes in with the beam, hopefully you'll have seen all this because you'll be doing this for the second time or third time or however many. Connect the PoE port that's on your power injector to the WAN port on the beam. So obviously we're in the remote location now, and we're going to be connecting to the main network, or the beam AP or the bridge AP that we set up in the last video. So once it's booted, it will take about a minute or so to do it. Remember, using the IP address on the back and a browser on your smart device or tablet, laptop, whatever, you can connect to the device. So if I just click on my wireless networks, I'm looking for beam 2, there it is, click connect, then type in the IP address 192.168.1, can't type, .200, and now we're on the login screen. So if we log in, password is admin, and we're back on the dashboard. So hopefully this will be looking familiar now. If we go straight into the wizard, remember to the bridge menu, and then this time we're going to click station. So if you remember, we looked at the access point menu last time. Now this time we're looking at station, and you'll see as soon as you get into the station menu, you see that you've got two options in front of you. You've got a client site and you've got a secondary site. Secondary site has the ability to transmit a local wireless in the remote location from the beam receiver, as well as receiving from the transmitter. If you don't need any wireless, or it's a bigger building and you're going to have more internal access points for a Wi-Fi network, then you probably don't need to bother. In which case, or it's for CCTV, for example, then you just run it in client site mode, and there'll be no local wireless network. So we're looking at secondary site mode. So if you remember from the first video, you need to have a unique IP address for this device. I'm setting 192.168.1.241. I think I used 240 in the last one, so we're going to just put it right beside it. They can be on adjacent IP addresses as long as it's an available IP address. So as I said in the other video, make sure you check the network to make sure that you're not going to cause an IP clash, because that can cause problems. The subnet mask you shouldn't need to change unless there's the host network is running a different subnet mask. This is the most commonly used, so that shouldn't need to be changed. So when we get down to the next two fields, you'll see when you click on the gateway, it actually self-populates, it's actually taking the information from the IP address and assuming that the gateway is going to be 192.168.1 in this case. Obviously it might be something else depending on your host network. It's also making the assumption that the gateway's IP address is going to be 1, i.e. the router's IP address. The only note I will give at this stage is that BT uses .254, so if you are using a BT network, you'll just need to edit that field to 192.168.1.254. If you're unsure, have a look at the router, because it usually has the IP address on the back or side of it. I'm going to change mine because we're using BT. And then the final field on this page before we move on is the DNS. So you do need to populate it with something. Google's public DNS is as good as any, to be honest, which is 8.8.8.8. So you can just insert that those values into that field and then you're good to go. We're now going to move on to the actual bridge settings. So this is the point where we're going to connect our bridge station in this remote location to the main network, or to the bridge AP that we set up in the first video. So click scan and a pop-up will appear, shows all the networks that are in range. Find the one that we want to connect to, and you'll be prompted to insert the password. So add your password, which will whatever you set it up for the transmitter, and then adjust your launch range to match the transmitter. So if your network doesn't appear immediately, just run the scan again. That does happen. So click on next, and then the last settings on this is just setting your local SSID and password. Obviously, if you're in client mode, this whole page won't appear. You'll have clicked finish and it will be job done. Obviously, for us, we're setting a local wireless, so you just populate it with the SSID and password, and adjust the power setting if you want to. Probably don't need to adjust that unless there's a specific reason why you would. And then when you've finished, you then click finish, and then it's complete. So, of course, once it's finished, the beam or the bridge station should then be connected to the network. Now you can check it by either connecting to its local wireless if it's in secondary mode, or you could hardwire into it via your device, or just connect up your cameras and hopefully they'll come online. So there is a troubleshooter on our website in the support centre you can look at if you do have problems, or you can contact our support team. And there are more videos on our Clearflow products on our YouTube channel, and more information at antiference.co.uk. So thank you for watching.